Hello again, everybody. So, it's been, there's no other way of putting it, it's been a rough couple of days. And I feel and look pretty rough as well. I haven't even, it's like 10:30 on Sunday, and I haven't even showered yet. Maybe I'll do like a workout or something like that, and then have a shower at that point. I've showered the last 2 days and stuff like that, so it is what it is. What I'm gonna say, however, is well, of because of of what's been happening over the last few days, I must be honest, it's tested my patience almost to the limit. And I will admit there's probably been at least maybe one or two times where, well, let me phrase it to you like this. You know how I go on about being stoic and how actually being calm under rather intense situations, whether we like it or not, it's the only real way to go about things. And if I'm honest as well, even even for someone like me trying to stay and remain like calm and level headed, I must be honest, it's good at times. However, it's good right up until the moment when I'm not stoic or calm or peaceful or reasonable or fair. Because let me tell you something now, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, I am not exactly what you call unbound by the thought of becoming aggressive. And I think I can tell you exactly why. And because when people give me a hard time, there is I genuinely do have the urge to use every moral fiber of my body to immediately say, no, I'm not like that at all. And how dare you speak to me like that? Because and listen, even over like really petty little things and stuff like that, people will absolutely try and tear me a new arsehole for stupidly petty things. And listen, I think it is in occasions like that where absolutely I don't. I not only do I want to lash out, but I absolutely want to grab them by the throat and choke them half to death. Because quite frankly, you've made something out of nothing. Now I'm gonna make something out of nothing. Because quite frankly, you chose to escalate it for no reason. For something that nobody would get upset over. So why? You know what? You get exactly what you deserve. You know what? Call it what you will, ladies and gentlemen. But guess what? I don't. It's not an unnormal thing. It's this. It's just human nature. Because quite frankly, why? Why would anybody want to talk to you like that? Why would anybody want to treat you like a shithouse for no other reason than just because they can do it? And lately, and I think this is just a problem with like watching the news more than anything, is that I just what is going on in the world right now? I'm absolutely staggered the things that are going on in this world right now, or rather, just the things that are going on in this country. I mean, Keir Starmer looking to ban X over escalations amid this Grok AI template. I mean, I completely agree with him, but what I'm trying to say is what I'm going to get at is that everybody, including their gran, including several British MPs who would rather stick up for one American than for anybody else in this country, British or otherwise. That kind of it showcases where quite a lot of people's priorities lie, and honestly, some of the language I see out of people, it is genuinely enough to turn my hair grey. And it's on some of those occasions where I wish there were honestly a lot more arrests for people for using hate speech online, because quite frankly, the amount of things I've seen is quite frankly staggering. The sort of thing that if you repeated some of the language that I've seen, you would absolutely be facing quite a harsh jail sentence, because it's absolutely. This is why. Can I just? I think there's a reason why I've also chosen to just be stoic, and how, in spite of all the things that are going on in my life right now, and in spite of all of the things that are going on all over the world, and all the things that I've been through, and fighting every urge not to give in to temptation and lash out and become aggressive. Because deep down inside, I know it's not right. I know fine well it's not right to do those sorts of things. I've seen the sort of things that happen when people do stuff like that. One punch, and before you know it, you've become a murderer. You've ended somebody's life. For what? It doesn't really seem worth it, does it? And unfortunately, the way I've seen people carry on in this country, I'm going to be completely honest. I think I'd rather stay confined to this room for the next 10 years than sometimes bother to go outside and interact with people who are literally that petty, aggressive, childish, and all the rest of it. Because here's a sad case, ladies and gentlemen. The British public are nowhere near as intelligent as they think they are. Because if they stopped to think about what they were doing for literally like 1 second, they would not do half the things they do. And quite frankly, this is where we sort of, in that whole range of like being aggressive, this is where we enter the phase of just being bored. I'm bored of of having anything to do with people who are rude, obnoxious, who choose aggression before anything else. They choose to make their voices heard for all the wrong reasons, and I don't know really how far, like, in my repose I can even go on with this, because honestly I could draw up a list of just some people whose necks need to be wound in at this moment, but the problem is that fucks. Hello. Yes, Christine. How can I help you? No. 45 minutes ago. Okay. Yeah. See you in a bit. Bye. Bye. That's another thing, ladies and gentlemen. That actually, literally, it sets my my blood boiling. Is when I'm in the middle of a monologue, and I immediately get interrupted. Part of me wanted to say, "You interrupted my speech," and then just hang up. No, no, no. That's not me. I don't know whether I'm glad it's not me, and that's where I feel like we're running into a little bit of a dangerously grey area, where you start to hear phrases of, maybe I shouldn't," or maybe I should. It would be better if I did the other thing. Yeah, like I said before, stoic, calm, right up until the moment when I'm not, and that's, oh dear. Yeah. Yeah. Right. We're gonna have to do something about this.